American figure skater Ilya Malinin announced 6 quadruple jumps for the free program. According to the results of the short program, he scored 138 points and took second place. Men started at the World Figure Skating Championships, and the balance of power compared to last season has seriously changed. The favorites are now 18-year-old Ilya Malinin, so far the only quadruple axel performer who returned after a break, Jason Brown, an experienced Canadian Keegan Messing, a lively but unstable Korean Cha Young-won. And yet there is one constant: the reigning champion, the Japanese Shoma Uno. He leads after the short by 4 points. The day before the short program, Shoma had an unfortunate fall in training and sprained his ankle, but he did not refuse to perform and did not reduce the difficulty of the programs. A difficult set with a quad flip, a cascade of a quad toe loop, plus a double toe loop and a triple axel worked out for him like there was no damage. He did not lose in the possession of the skate and the ease of gliding. Each exit seemed to be completely effortless. For all jumping elements, Uno received bonuses of more than 2.5 points and, moreover, the highest components 46.93. Something similar happened to the Japanese once. Before the 2018 World Championship, he also injured his ankle in training, and then the content had to be lightened. Shoma took 5th place after the first day, but in terms of total rentals he got to silver, losing only to Nathan Chen. Now Uno comes to the competition in the status of the world leader in men's skating. In the 2022-23 season, he did not lose a single start, although it was not easy to get in shape and disrupt programs at the Grand Prix stages. Skating in Saitama, even if not yet a victory, is another proof that he knows how to cope with any circumstances and is able to stay on top for a long time. Titles, to which this year the championship and the Grand Prix final was added, do not affect his stability and self-confidence. One step away from the first place, Ilya Malinin stopped, who for the first time in the season coped with a short program at an international tournament. And not just coped, but complicated the content. In the fall, he tried a quadruple Lutz in a short program and even put it in a combination, but he never succeeded in a clean performance and injury interfered. They and the coaches replaced this element with Salchow, but also unsuccessfully. There were problems with the toe loop. It's a paradox, but the only athlete in the world capable of a quadruple axel and easily landing a quadlets in a free program could not cope with much less difficult jumps. Now Malinin succeeded in everything, including spins, for which he usually received the 3rd level. Partly because of this, he lost to opponents with less risky bids. In Saitama, the technical team rated all non-jumping elements of Malinin at the maximum, the 4th level. However, it is also important to reduce the backlog in components. According to the second assessment, Malinin is 9th. The gap with Uno is huge, 6 points, and in the free program it will probably increase. Ilya will try to win back his technique in the application. He has 6 armor-piercing quads, one of which is an axle. Italian Daniel Grassl is still 8th, but for the first time in a long time, at least with a smile after the rental. Grassl in the 2022-23 season went through a difficult change of coach, criticism due to cooperation with Tutberidze, a decline in form and breakdowns. He finished last in the Grand Prix final, lost the national championship for the first time in 5 years, and finished only 6th at the Euro. This season, of course, is harder for me than others. After the European Championship, it was not easy for me, to be honest. I felt that I was in a hole. Grassl said frankly 2 days before the World Championship. He even doubted whether to go to the tournament. And when he got to Saitama, he modestly answered questions about the goals. I want to have fun and ride clean. It didn't work out cleanly. On the exit from the quadruple Lutz, Daniel touched the ice with his hand. The jump was not twisted a quarter of a turn. But otherwise, both the skater and the coaches seemed to be pleased with the performance. Progress in men's skating is inexorable, but athletes without quads still get into the strongest warm-up. 28-year-old Jason Brown didn't do a single Ultra C, apart from the usual triple axel for men, but entered the top 6 after the first day. All thanks to the purest execution of triples, Go is consistently higher than +1, and, most importantly, the second components in the short program, 46-34. Brown missed almost the entire season because he was on the show. He thought about leaving the sport after the Olympics. He already set programs for competitors, for example, for the same Grassl, but he returned to the competitive ice and is now better than ever. I understand that I can't train like I used to, and I can no longer jump programs endlessly. But the older I get, the more interesting training becomes for me. You have to come up with new approaches to stay in shape, he explains. Given the level of competition in the American team and his own skill, Brown will be able to compete in top tournaments for a long time to come. So much the better for the fans. The American rides in such a way that the audience always applauds standing. The denouement for men will come on Saturday, March 25th.